Hello, this is RHM for RHM Movie Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about the Muppet movies. Well, originally I wanted to be all of Jim Henson Company movies, but it includes two extra movies. No, I'll talk about all of them. I just have to be careful on my time limit. Alright, the first one is the original Muppet movie. And as well as with all the Muppet movies that are actual Muppets not playing actual characters, there are a lot of great cameos. This one is nothing. Oh, it was the first one. A lot of great cameos. The late Edgar Bergen. If you don't know who he is, you probably know his star, Candice Bergen, who is a very funny lady. He actually died while the movie was being made. He shot his cameo in the movie with Charlie McCarthy, and soon after that he had passed away, and that is why the movie is dedicated to him. And there are a lot of good songs in it, and I think the best cameo in the movie is the late Orson Welles. He doesn't say much in the movie. It's just one line, but the way they have him in the chair, he slowly turns around and you see it's him. That is the best way to introduce a cameo of somebody as famous as he was at that time. He was a big name at the time. I know he passed away probably a few years after this movie came out, but his cameo has gotta be the best. It's the best reveal of a famous person in that movie. The next one is the Great Muppet Caper. A lot of great cameos. This was actually Jim Henson's directorial debut. Feature film directorial debut, because I think he probably I'm pretty sure he directed a couple of the episodes of the Muppet Show. And I think, because there were actual actors in the movie too, doing characters, like Diana Rigg, who a lot of I'm just saying older people would know her from a show called The Avengers. I mean, I've never seen it. I saw maybe a clip or a trailer of a movie that was based on that show. It starred Ray Fiennes and Uma Thurman. The best cameo actor in the movie, I think, is Charles Grodin. He plays Diana Riggs' character's brother. Yeah, plays her on-screen brother. I thought that was someone else. He was good. He actually was pretty good as a villain. The next one is Muppets Take Manhattan. And a lot of great cameos. The actress who plays Jenny or Jennifer, I'm not sure what her name is, the character's name is, but it was her feature film debut. And of course, the best cameo in the movie is probably the funniest cameo in the movie, and that is Joan Rivers. She is hilarious as this. You would call her character in the movie, but she works behind the counter store, a department store. I don't know what you would call her. Next one is Muppet Christmas Carol. I believe this was Brian Henson's directorial debut. I think, Brian Henson, if you're watching this, please correct me if I'm wrong. If this was your directorial debut, please say so in the comments below. And this is actually the second time Disney had done A Christmas Carol. Because this and Muppet Treasure Island were both done by the Disney company right after Jim Henson's passing. And the movie is actually dedicated to Jim Henson and another Muppeteer who had passed away around the same time. Now, if I remember the story correctly, or a story I heard about the fact that the Jim Henson Company almost became a Walt Disney, the Walt Disney Company almost owned the Jim Henson Company around the time Jim Henson had passed away, because Jim Henson was in talks or was in the process of signing over the Jim Henson Company to the Walt Disney Company. Sad thing is, yeah, he passed away that weekend. He was supposed to sign that contract. Of course, A Christmas Carol is a Charles Dickens classic. The next movie is Muppet Treasure Island. This was probably, same thing with Christmas Carol, the second time Disney had done a version of Treasure Island. I mean, as far as I know, the oldest version of the movie came out around in the 1950s or 1960s. And Disney Company, well, like with A Christmas Carol, redid it as an animated movie later on. Well, actually, when I get to talk about those two, the movies that are based on the books, they're actually just Disney and not anything else. Yes, movies based on books, and I haven't put in any others. Alright, I'm sorry. Here we are, talking more about Muppet Treasure Island. Robert Louis Stevenson wrote the book Treasure Island. I've never read the book. I've never read A Christmas Carol. I hope someday to read them. And hopefully they will be good books, because I've seen the movies that are based on those books. So hopefully... Well, actually, I never actually saw the original Disney Treasure Island. I do want to watch that on Disney Plus, which you will find almost all of these Muppet movies on Disney Plus. There are at least there are a few that are not on Disney Plus yet, and that's Muppets Take Manhattan and Muppets from Space, as well as other Disney-owned Muppet movies. The Muppet Treasure Island was the kid who plays I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the character's name. Jim Hawkins, the boy who plays Jim Hawkins, this was actually his first movie. He went on to do a movie called Across the Universe with the actress who, after that movie, went on to do Frozen 2. So a crossover of two actors one who had done a Disney movie, well, Disney Jim Henson Company, and one who would eventually do a Disney movie, this anime movie, but still Disney. And there are a lot. The songs that are there are great. Next one is Muppets from Space. A lot of great cameos in this. Now, I'm not sure... Oh, actually, you should know something about Muppet Treasure Island. Frank Oz does not do any of his characters from the Muppets. In that, that was pushed on to another Muppeteer. Some people around my age, some younger, I'm guessing, you know this Muppeteer is the voice of who did Elmo, or if you're around my age, Baby Sinclair. I'm not saying who the guy is because I know there is a scandal around him, or there was a scandal around him, but I don't want to say his name because I really want to protect him. Because I know if I say something wrong about him, it may be seen as something bad. But Muppets from Space was actually Frank Oz's last movie to do as a Muppeteer. Because he had done it since, I would say for a good at least 30 years at the time Muppets from Space came out. And there was supposed to be a newer version of a Gonzo song called I'm Going to Go Back There Someday. It was originally supposed to be in the movie. It was recorded, but it was not put in the movie because it got cut. Because I think they decided to change up, what song would go great with you sing Gonzo looking up into the sky for some reason. Now that original song, you can actually listen to it when you watch the Muppet Movie. It's there. That's the original version. There was an updated version, but it was cut. If you get, what I have is a Muppets 25th, I think it's 25th anniversary CD. It has that redo. It doesn't have the original. It has the updated version of that song on there, and I love it. And I gotta say, before I move on to my last two Muppet movies, my favorite Muppet is Gonzo. And please, whoever's doing Miss Piggy, if you're watching this, don't hate me, because I love Gonzo. He's a weirdo like me. Alright, next one is the Muppets. As far as I can there are a lot of great cameos, and as far as I can tell, I think this was a remake of the Muppet Movie, but I'm not sure. If Brian Henson could, once again, leave a comment saying if this one was a remake or not, because it seems like it was a remake, but in a different way, because you were actually getting all the characters back together. You were getting the Muppets back together. And actually, that was the first Muppet movie to win an Oscar, believe it or not. I think the best cameo in the movie would... I'm not sure. I'm sort of up in the air over between all the actors who did cameos in the movie for that towards the end of the movie, and you get Whoopi Goldberg, Selena Gomez, and I'm sorry, Sofia Vergara's on-screen son from Modern Family. I forgot I don't know his name, but he did a good job in that as a cameo in the movie. It's like, he asked her, "Are you in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?" It's like, yeah. It's like, oh, that would be the funniest moment one of the funniest moments in the movie. And of course, there are a lot of great songs. The song that won the Oscar, called Muppet or Man. Or Man or Muppet, I forgot how it goes. But it's a very good song. But I think I actually like Party for One the best, because, hey, I'm single. Alright, the next and last Muppet movie, for now. I don't know if there's going to be more Muppet movies to come or not, besides the ones I said that are not on Disney Plus yet. Is Muppets Most Wanted. It has a great cameo and cast. Tina Fey is so funny as the warden for the Gulag, which I found very her she is very funny in the movie, as well as the other actors who do cameos or actually play characters in the movie. Um, I know for me I wrote down my best. I think the best cameo is Josh Groban, but truth be told, I actually like Tina Fey better than Josh Groban because you only see Josh Groban in the last. You actually physically see him during the last song in the movie before they go to end credits. Um, and I think in a way it was a remake of The Great Muppet Caper, but instead of Miss Piggy going to jail for something she didn't do, it was Kermit was swapped with the bad frog, Constantine. And I think the Muppeteer who voices Constantine is the one who is currently doing Kermit. I'm not sure. I mean, you can double check on that, but I don't know for sure because it actually sounds like it could be that guy from the promotions for the new Muppet show that's coming to Disney Plus called Muppets Now. There's not much to say about the other two Jim Henson Company movies I own, which is The Dark Crystal and Labyrinth. So, Dark Crystal was the only time that it was Jim Henson was the only one directing the movie. He and Frank Oz both directed The Dark Crystal. And there's not really much to say. Is that it's a great story. It is dark. I don't know if you want kids to watch the movie because it is dark. It is a dark movie. And there is a television series that is supposed to be a prequel to that on Netflix. Now, I don't watch Netflix. I'm not sure if the show's any good. I assume it is. The other one, as I said, it's Labyrinth. Great cat. Because they actually, I think it was only 4 actual actors in the movie, and they all did a good job. And I checked out what musicians were up for the role of Jared, David Bowie's character. The other people who were considered were old Prince, Michael Jackson. And if I remember correctly, reading the trivia for the movie, it said Jim Henson wanted Sting to play King Jared. But it was his son, the current CEO and chairman of Jim Henson Company, Ryan Henson, who suggested, oh, why don't you actually go with David Bowie? Because, well, David Bowie was the biggest entertainment icon at that time. And of course, Labyrinth, I'm not sure if that was Jennifer Connelly's first movie. I assume it was, because she does a very good job in that movie. If you get the anniversary edition, not the one that's available on Movies Anywhere right now, but anniversary edition where you only have two new featurettes besides the original making of. You find out if you read the trivia, she was one of a handful of girls who were up for the role, but she got it because she was actually of the right age for that character. That means she was, well, from what I can gather from watching the one making of, is that, oh yeah, she was about 14 or 15 at the time that she was making the movie. And that means she was right around that time where girls about that age don't want to be treated as a kid anymore, want to be treated more like an adult. I mean, you're in your early teens and you want to be treated as an adult, but you also don't want to be treated as a kid. You want to be treated as what you are, which is a young adult, really. But I actually found that very interesting. And a trivia that I found very interesting, I didn't say I found it interesting for the trivia, is, well, you should know George Lucas actually was one of the producers on the movie. The reason he didn't do any interviews for the movie at that time, because he knew it was Jim Henson's movie, and Jim Henson was one of his good friends at that time. And it's basically, yeah, you don't want to outshine your best friend. If it's your friend's movie, let him shine. Which I found that very interesting. That's interesting. He's also friends with, George Lucas is also friends with Spielberg. I'm guessing when he did interviews for the Indiana Jones movies, it's like the guy's just as popular as he was at that time. So it's okay to do interviews for those movies, but I'm not sure exactly why. But I like the fact that George Lucas did let Jim Henson shine, given the fact that that was Jim Henson's. I mean, I know George Lucas didn't know it at the time, but that was Jim Henson's last movie he ever did before his passing. Of course, Muppets Take Manhattan was the actual last Muppet movie, but the last Jim Henson Company movie he did was Labyrinth. And he did a very good job in it. He did a good job at directing that movie. It's sad that was his last movie before his passing, but I'm glad he did it. I'm glad that he got to work with two amazing actors. Oh, sorry. The actors are in the movie are amazing, especially Jennifer Connelly. This is RHM for her. I'm sorry. Being emotional and talking is a little hard to do. Next, I'll be talking about the Star Wars movies. I'll be talking about in order: pre-trilogy, trilogy, and post-trilogy. That's it. Besides the two movies that coming between the pre-trilogy and the actual trilogy, that's all I'm talking about. I will mention the shows that go in between the trilogies, but they're just a mention. I'm not going to tell you to watch them. If you want to watch them, that's fine. But just listen to what I have to say about the shows. This is RHM for RHM Movie Review, signing off.